Hello Year 9 and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to look at Creo. If you're unsure how to open Creo, if you go to your Start button or the Windows button in the bottom left hand corner of your screen, click on that, click DT, you should then see a program called Creo. When it opens up, it should open up something like this. And before we start to create our camera, we're going to just click on Set Working Directory. And hopefully you'll have my documents down the side or a file with your username down the side here. If you click on that and press OK, so you either go into my documents or you can go into your OneDrive, just press OK. The next thing we're going to do is click on New, and under the file name we're going to call this camera. I'm just going to put a 1 on the end just in case I've already done one. Once it's opened, this is the drawing display in Creo, and these are our work planes that we're going to draw on. To start off, we're going to start working on the front plane. So to do that, I'm going to press Extrude and then click on the front. So I can either click the front there, or if you look over on that side where it says front, we can click there and it spins round. Now, all I'm going to do is go to rectangle. I might need to press the little arrow there because I want a center rectangle. Then I'm going to go to the middle. I'm going to click once with my left mouse button, drag that out, and click again. And we've got a rectangle. We now need to resize it. So to resize it, you click on Select. The middle bit goes yellow, and we've got some dimensions. Now, I'm going to change these dimensions to 150 by 80. Let's see how that looks. Reasonably okay, happy with that. I might just change that to 120. So I've just double clicked on it with the mouse, and I can change it to 120 by 70. So that's going to be the start of my camera. If you end up doing something like this, you end up with lots of squares all over your page because you've got a bit click happy. The easiest thing to do is just go up to the top here and just press undo until you're just left with that one image. We're then going to press OK, and it's gone orange. Now the orange represents that it's in 3D. I'm going to use my middle mouse and spin that round, and if you're not sure what the middle mouse button is, it's this one. It's the scroll wheel. So the scroll wheel moves it in and out like that, and if I hold it down and move the mouse from side to side, it's going to move it around. I'm then going to change my depth to 25 and press OK. So that's the main body of the camera built. The next thing we need to do is add a lens. So we're going to do this in exactly the same way. I'm going to click on Extrude. Now I don't want to click on the front this time. So if I click on the front, I'm actually going to be putting it on the back there. So if I turn it around there, you can see the word front is on this back portion of the camera now. I'm actually spinning it around and click on the front there. It spins round. I'm going to take a circle. On this center line, I'm going to draw out a circle for my lens and then resize it. So I'm probably going to go, let's try 45. And there's a line come up there, which is the dimension off the center. I'm going to change that to 25. So I've got space on this side here, 45. I'm happy with that, so I press OK. I'm going to spin it round. We can see, and I'll let you do, you can drag this one out as much as you want. So I'm probably going to go for about 20 there. So I've made the first part of my lens. I'm going to repeat exactly the same again, but I'm going to click on the top edge of that surface, of that circle there, and I'm going to draw another circle in the center. So we just circle, click the center, pull it out, go up to the select button, and I will make it 30 this time. Press OK. and I'm going to work out how much I want that one to come out. So probably slightly, I'm going to do it to 18. So it's just less than the last one. So I've started to get the lens of my camera on there. The last thing we need to do is actually just click on this surface again. So it's the third time we're doing this. And I'm going to put on another circle. The last one was 30. We'll do this one 20. I'm going to press OK. Spin it round. But watch what happens this time. I'm going to drag it backwards. So I've just got a little lip there. Press OK. And we've created the lens of our camera. Next, we're going to add the screen on the back. So I'm just going to spin it round. I'm going to click extrude again. Now, what's happened there is one of the planes was already selected. So I'm just going to press cancel and cancel again. I'm going to go up to orientate this. So if you look at saved orientations there, I can click on isometric and I can press the refit button there. So I'm going to spin this round this time, press extrude and click on this back. Center rectangle, I'm going to go from the center of my lens there and I'm going to look at doing a screen. Now, I've just realised I've made a mistake. By doing it in the centre of my screen lens there, it's more square. I want it to sit slightly more rectangular, so coming out to where my mouse is. So I'm just going to press the undo button, and I'll do a corner rectangle. So I'm just going to change it. I'm going to start in the corner there, and I'm going to bring that across. Now, we need to resize this now. So I'm going to use my arrows here to resize it. So I'm going to set it 25 from there. I'm going to set that 80. I'm going to set that at 30. And we're going to set that to 60. So it's 10 centimeters there. So I've got roughly a border of 10 centimeters, 10 millimeters all the way around the edge. I'm going to press OK. Middle mouse there spins it round. I'm going to probably come out about 3 millimeters just to make the screen. And guess what? We're going to do the same again. So clicking on the extrude, and I'm going to draw another square this time. Using that corner rectangle, sorry, not square, a rectangle. And I'm going to remember my dimensions from last time. So I did it 30 last time. I want a 2 millimeter gap around it, so I'm going to do it to 26. That was 25, so it will be 23. This was 80. 80 minus 2 from each side, 76. And that will be 56. Oh, 56 minus 2. 56, 26 minus 2. 54. Seven. Can't add up in my head. There we go. Ooh. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to drag this in for a millimeter. So we've got the basic shape of our camera. It is very Minecrafty at the moment. The next thing I'm going to do is add a flash. So I'm going to press extrude. I'm going to click on the top surface there. And just where this line is here, I'm going to go and put on a flash. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle, keeping it inside the box dimensions there. So I don't need to worry about my dimensions too much. The only one I'm going to bother about is changing that to 50. The others, it's snapped to the existing dimensions. And I'm going to work out roughly how high I want my flash to be. So let's try 22. And just like before, I'm now going to extrude on this side. And put in my rectangle. Now, another way of dimensioning is I can click the dimension button and click 1, 2, middle click, and I can type in 2 millimeters. Top, bottom, middle click, 2 millimeters. Top, 2 millimeters. And what that will ensure is there's a 2 millimeter gap all the way around it. Press OK, middle mouse, and we move that in, so I'm going to take it in 1 millimeter. Now, if I didn't like something, so if actually I think, oh, that's too big, I can go to the side here on Extrude 7, click the yellow circle, and I can change this. So I'm going to change that to 18. I think it was too high. Now, because I've changed that to 18, if you notice, it's automatically updated. I could also go back to edit, and before I had this at 50, I could take that down to 40 now. And when I press OK, it changes, and it's automatically changed to 40. Now, there's a few more things we need to do to this, and there is a degree of personalization you can add on to it. So I'm going to add a bit of a shape on the end here to grip it with, and then I'll show you some rounding off. And then adding buttons is just a case of clicking on a surface and drawing a circle, square, and extruding it up the amount you want. So we'll show you a couple more bits just to do that. So I'm going to press extrude, click on this top surface of the camera, that one there. So I'm looking down at it. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. I'll set that to 30. Ooh, 30 by 15. Press OK. And you'll see it's going up. I want it to be level with this bottom. So underneath depth, click the button there. To reference, I'm going to click the bottom there and press OK. So I'm starting to get the shape of my camera, but it does look very blocky on Minecraft. So now I'm going to use a combination of round and chamfer to make this camera look more like the real thing. So I'm going to click chamfer first. I'm going to click this surface, and I'm going to put a chamfer on there. So you can just see it's angled to 15. I'm going to press chamfer again and click on the edges here. I'm going to type in 2. So 1, 2 on my lens there. I'm going to do the same again where the lens hits, but I'm going to make that one 3. So I'm just creating some edges there. I'm going to do another one on the inside of that. But we're going to set that to 1 and press OK. So we're starting to get some definition into our camera. Next comes the rounds. Oh no, I'm going to do one more chamfer, sorry. Click chamfer there, click that side, hold down the control key, click that side. Now, normally I've just been pulling these out to see how they look. And it's going up 9 millimeters in both directions. I'm going to change it and do, where it says D times D, I'm going to change it to D1 times D2, which means I can, these yellow points, I can move individually. So I can take that one up to 18, and I'm going to pull that one down to about 6. So I've created an angle on there, and then I'm going to start rounding it. So I'm going to hit round, I'm going to hit one side there, control, and I'm going to drag them until I'm happy with the shape it creates. Now I have to be careful here, because if you look, we've got the screen there. Now if that's a problem, it's okay there at the moment, but I could go back to my screen, which I think is Extrude 5, click on it, and I could actually take that to 30, and it'll shift the whole thing across. And I'd have to do the same, however, because I did it differently, I'd have to add that to 28, and it'd shift it across. and you'll notice it automatically updates everything. I'm going to put a round on the back corner here, and probably the same one on that front edge, and I'm looking at which point I'm happy that they're going to be okay. I want another round on this corner here, so I'm going to pull that round until I'm happy, and I'm going to put one down this edge here, so round into that corner, and I'm going to see how far I can go, preferably to level with this edge here more or less. I'm then going to round the top edge, so you can see I can get one on there. I'm going to see how far that will go. I'm going to hold the control and put one. Well, it won't let me do one on there. So what I might have to do is cancel that and actually put a round on this edge first to soften that part, and then hit me round along here. So 6 on that side, we do 6 on the other. I'll try and keep it. I can't do 6 there because my gap's too small, so I'll press OK. And then when I round these parts, I'm going to have to round it probably to a maximum of 2. So I'll just type in 2. It won't even let me do 2. 1.5. So I've got my rounds on there. I'll round the whole of the back here. I might take this one a bit bigger because it will let me. And then I'll just also round off a couple of these corners. Didn't like all of that. So if it doesn't like something, just press undo. I'll click them bits because they're in yellow, and then I'll just round these independently. And I'll try 3. The last round I'm going to do is put one on the bottom. So we've got the majority of the camera there. We're just missing buttons. Now I'm going to leave that up to you where you put them. I'm just going to quickly add some buttons. So I probably won't talk through this next part, but that will get you going on the camera, and then we can look at adding more detail and things to it. So I'll put my buttons on. So that's as far as we can go with the tutorial for today. Hope that's been helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it.